Good morning, my people. I hope everybody is well. Today, I wanna just talk about my story. It's a story of my life, and I called it A True Color in a Shadow. So, few days ago, I was in a dusk period of my life, having so many thoughts about my life, of course, of my past, and came to remember the time when I was young, and I like to be with my grandpa mostly. And he was such a unique, inspiring man, and he was caring person. So during that time, hunting animals was a man's chore, and he could do it too, and he used to like it. I remember that. So one day we are seated in the living room, interacting, happy, and the front door was open, and surprisingly a rabbit, I think everybody knows about rabbit, a forest one, came in our house unexpectedly, and I was expecting my grandpa to spare it because he was a hunter, of course. And the rabbit came, and I expected him to take advantage. So it wasn't the case, and I started asking myself so many questions. Why? He goes to the forest to hunt. Sometimes he doesn't catch anything. Now the rabbit came easy, and he didn't catch it. Why? And that was a question that makes sense. So I asked him, Grandpa, why didn't you catch it? Why didn't you spare it? I openly asked him that question, but I was shocked by the answer I was given. I was very much shocked. He answered me like this, no, he's not my enemy. That's what he said. I asked again, which animal is your enemy? Of course, I was a child. I could ask childish questions, but it was making sense. I asked him, which animal is your enemy then? Then he answered, it's me. Oh my God. I couldn't understand what it means. I was only 7 years old and couldn't understand what he meant, not until today. And this one I named it A True Color in a Shadow. A true color in a shadow, growing in a situation, the society where conflict wasn't a story, but a daily life, every day, witnessing intertribal, ethnic, and communities, tensions, killings almost every day. It was hard time, it was tough. But this taught me how our life experience can shape who we call enemy. Because most of time we blame people, most of time we call people our enemies. And how quickly this misconception can turn into permanent hatred, which is not even necessary. You get? And the question was, how do we unveil the false foes? And this is still the same question that I'm asking myself since I'm grown up, because the foes we target, they are not. And I asked myself, how do we detect true color in that shadow of our heart? How about when our true enemy wasn't what we see, but something within ourselves? Isn't that a true color in the shadow? I think everybody can answer that question himself. So I have to realize that most external wars start with unresolved internal ones, whereby we carry unhealed wounds and start to project them into others. That's what I called a true color in a shadow. I think it makes sense. And this one itself explored on how we define enemies wrongly. And that means we have to get a new approach. What approach we should use to redefine them in a new window, in a good one, in a good window of redemption, healing, and human flourishing. If some of you can read the Bible in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, it says, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against authorities, against cosmic powers over this present darkness." This is very interesting, and it's very important to note this. Against the spiritual forces of evil in heavenly places. And this verse emphasizes that our struggle is not against human enemies, but against spiritual forces of evil. Not you, not me, not him, but spiritual evil. Our real enemies are not external ones, but the one we feed in ourselves when we refuse to heal. Those ones we blame aren't the real problem. We keep blaming each other on a daily basis, but our real enemies is not you, is not me, is not him, but the great enemy is fear, pride, or buried pain. When we unveil that, we start seeing things and we see them differently. At this point, let's not pretend that the journey is over. No, it's not yet. Our lives are a school. Sometimes we fail, and of course we fail sometimes we succeed, or pause. But life is experience. It should teach us to reflect and ask a question: is this fight real or necessary? Is this fight real or necessary? But however, the biggest battle to fight has not been with others, but within ourselves. The fight to forgive, the struggle to realize and to release the bitterness of our past, the silence about pain, injustice, or trauma, and anguish we carry. This is within ourselves and it can quickly deteriorate, and it can quickly build walls that separate us for generations. It affects us and it will affect our generation to come. So the silent enemy hidden within ourselves is the true color in the shadow of our hearts. Thought, mind, and faith. So our hope should be that through the horrible battles we pass, we don't come out harder, but should come out wiser instead. Should come out wiser. and more compassionate and more committed to healing. Healing is a journey, of course, and this healing is very important than holding into heart. Hurting yourself is not a solution. So later on, I came to realize that my greatest battle was learning to look inward and to ask myself, is the enemy outside me or within me? And the great answer was, our true enemy is within ourselves, not people outside. No, not you, not me, but something deep inside. So when we realize that fact, we start the journey towards victory, healing, and resilience. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you a great day. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you later.